Welcome back to the channel JF Coin, another amazing video where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and coin collections. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of United States Lincoln wheat pennies, focusing on the 1951 cent coin. Many collectors and treasure hunters do not realize how special and valuable these small copper coins can be. The 1950 Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a piece of old money. It carries rich American history, a unique design, and in some cases, it can be worth hundreds of dollars in today's coin market. Some rare high-grade examples of this coin have reached a market value of up to $442, which is absolutely incredible for a coin that was originally minted to be worth just 1 cent. Let us start with the story behind the wheat penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first United States coin to feature a real person, rather than a symbol of liberty. On the obverse or front of the coin you will see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has remained in use for more than a century. On the reverse of the wheat penny you find the famous wheat ears design, 2 stalks of wheat arching around the words 1 cent, United States of America. This simple yet powerful design symbolized prosperity and growth for the nation. By 1950, the Lincoln wheat cent had already become an everyday piece of American life. Millions of these pennies were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. In fact, the 1950 pennies were minted in huge quantities. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 272 million coins, the Denver Mint produced more than 335 million, and the San Francisco Mint struck around 180 million. That makes a total of more than 700 million Lincoln wheat pennies released in circulation for the year 1950. With so many produced, you might wonder how a penny from this year could possibly be rare or valuable. The answer lies in condition, mint marks, and the interest of collectors. Most 1950 pennies that were used in everyday transactions quickly became worn down. The copper surface would lose its shine, the details of Lincoln's hair and face would wear smooth, and the wheat stalks, on the reverse, would fade. However, a small number of coins survived in pristine condition, kept safely away from circulation. These high-grade examples are the ones collectors crave. When a coin is graded mint state, with sharp details and bright original luster, its value can soar. For the 1950 penny, top-grade examples certified by professional grading services can reach a market value of over $400, with some rare auctions pushing values to around $442. That is an amazing return on a coin that was originally worth only 1 cent. Now let us talk about the mint marks. If you look closely under the date on a 1950 penny, you might see a small d or an S. The D stands for Denver and the S stands for San Francisco. If there is no letter at all, the coin was struck in Philadelphia. While all 3 versions are collectible, certain mint marks in high grades can be more desirable than others. The 1950 D and 1950 S pennies, when found in uncirculated or proof-like condition, can command impressive prices. Collectors often search coin rolls, old jars, and estate collections in hopes of discovering these hidden gems. Another key factor in the value of the 1950 wheat penny is errors and rarities. Error coins are always fascinating because they represent mistakes made at the mint. Some 1950 pennies may show double dice, repunch mint marks, or off-center strikes. These rare mint errors can increase the value dramatically. A collector who finds a well-preserved error coin could be holding a small fortune in their hand, beyond the financial value. The 1950 wheat penny carries historical significance. Think about the world in 1950. The United States was entering a new era after World War II. Families were rebuilding, industries were booming, and the American economy was expanding rapidly. These pennies circulated through the hands of workers, soldiers, students, and families across the nation. Every coin has a story, every coin has traveled through history, and every coin connects us to the people of the past. Holding a 1950 penny is like holding a small piece of mid-20th century America. For collectors, the thrill of owning a 1950 wheat penny comes from more than just the monetary value. It is about preserving history, appreciating artistry, and feeling the excitement of discovery. Many collectors remember finding their first wheat penny in pocket change as a child. That small moment of discovery often grows into a lifelong passion for numismatics. So, how can you determine if your 1950 wheat penny is valuable? First, check the condition. The shinier, sharper, and more detailed the coin, the better. Second, look for a mint mark and see whether it is from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Third, consider having your coin professionally graded, as certified coins usually bring higher prices at auction. And finally, always keep an eye out for errors and varieties that may dramatically increase the value. Today, the market for 1950 wheat pennies remains strong. With collectors around the world searching for high-quality examples, demand continues to push prices upward. Some lucky finds have reached over $400 in auction sales, and the record value for rare high-grade pieces is approximately $442. Imagine the excitement of discovering such a treasure in your coin jar, in an old collection, or even in pocket change. So the next time you come across a 1950 penny, do not overlook it. Take a close look, appreciate the history, and consider the possibility that you might be holding a coin worth far more than its face value. Thank you for watching and joining me on this journey into the world of Lincoln wheat pennies. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with fellow coin enthusiasts. Who knows, your next discovery could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Stay curious, keep collecting, and remember that every coin has a story to tell. Do you want me to also expand this into a longer storytelling style, where I stretch it even more with real auction examples, fun facts, and tips for collectors, so it becomes a truly extra-long YouTube script? Today we are diving deep into the world of American coinage, and in particular, one of the most fascinating and highly collected coins of the 20th century. We are talking about the 1951 1-cent wheat penny, an ultra-Lincoln cent that has captured the attention of collectors all over the world. This little brown coin might look simple at first glance, but once you uncover its history, rarity, and true market value, you'll see why some of these pieces have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars, with certain rare examples fetching as much as $442 and sometimes even more depending on condition and grade. Let us take a journey back to 1951. America was in a post-war boom. The country was growing, industry was thriving, and coins were being struck by the millions. Yet even during this era of high production, some coins were made with unique features, exceptional quality, and rare errors that made them stand out from the rest. The wheat penny itself, designed by Victor David Brenner, had already become iconic. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the wheat penny was the very first coin in United States history to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. For more than 50 years, this design with Lincoln on the obverse and the famous wheat stalks on the reverse was a symbol of strength, prosperity, and American identity. By 1951, the wheat penny had already been in circulation for decades, but each year brought new mintages and slight variations. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 284 million of these cents, Denver struck more than 625 million, and San Francisco added just over 136 million. While those numbers sound huge, the truth is that most of these pennies were used and worn down in everyday commerce. People spent them on candy, sodas, newspapers, and bus rides. Very few were saved in pristine condition. That's where the story gets interesting. because in coin collecting, condition is everything. A well-worn penny might only be worth a cent or two, but a crisp uncirculated example from 1951 can be worth many dollars. And when you get into high-grade mint state specimens, the value can climb into the hundreds. Now let's talk about the design itself. On the obverse we see the strong profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above him the words "In God We Trust" remind us of America's guiding principle. To the left is the word liberty, and to the right we see the date 1951 along with the mint mark if it was struck in Denver or San Francisco. Flip the coin over and you are greeted by the two wheat stalks curling inward toward the center. Between them are the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum proudly inscribed at the top. This classic reverse design is what gives the wheat penny its name, and for collectors it is one of the most beloved designs in American coin history. So why is the 1951 wheat penny worth so much to collectors today? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and condition. A common circulated example might only fetch a few cents, but if you have a coin that survived in mint state, especially one that has full red luster, sharp strike, and no significant marks, you might be looking at a coin worth serious money. Collectors grade coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A 1951 Lincoln wheat cent graded MS65 read by a professional grading service can easily reach values in the hundreds of dollars. Some examples have even crossed the $400 mark, with record sales pushing as high as $442. That's right, a single little penny that most people wouldn't think twice about could be worth nearly 500 times its face value. Another factor that drives up value is the presence of mint errors. During the striking process, mistakes happen. Double dice, off-center strikes, repunch mint marks, and clipped planchets can all create coins that are unique and highly desirable. Collectors go crazy for error coins, and a 1951 wheat penny with a strong double die or bold repunched mint mark can be worth many times more than a regular issue. This is why it's so important to carefully examine every old penny you come across. That coin at the bottom of your change jar might just be hiding a valuable secret. When it comes to market demand, the wheat penny series is one of the most widely collected in the entire hobby of numismatics. Beginners love it because it's affordable and accessible, while advanced collectors pursue it for the challenge of finding high-grade examples and rare errors. The 1951 penny sits right in the middle of this demand, offering both a common date for starter sets and an opportunity for serious investors to chase those top-graded gems. Auction houses and online coin marketplaces regularly list these coins, and the competition to win them can be fierce. Imagine holding in your hand a piece of history that has survived for over 70 years. A coin that once circulated in the pockets of hardworking Americans during the early 1950s. A coin that might have been used to buy a newspaper reporting on the Korean War or perhaps spent at a diner jukebox, playing the latest rock and roll record. And now, decades later, that same coin can command hundreds of dollars because of its rarity and preservation. That is the magic of coin collecting, so if you ever come across a 1951 Lincoln wheat penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a close look at it. Check the mint mark, examine the surfaces, and see if it has the rich red color that collectors prize. If it looks sharp and uncirculated, it might be worth sending to a grading service. You never know, you might just be holding a treasure worth hundreds of dollars. In conclusion, the 1951 wheat penny is much more than just a small piece of copper. It is a symbol of American history, a tribute to Abraham Lincoln, and a collectible that has fascinated generations of numismatists. While millions were made, only a handful survived in pristine condition, and those special coins are the ones that bring big money in today's market. Whether it's a coin valued at a few cents or a gem selling for $442, each penny tells a story, and each one connects us to the past in a unique and powerful way. Thank you for watching, my friends. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the 1951 wheat penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more rare coin videos, and share this video with anyone who loves history, collecting, or the thrill of hidden treasure. Until next time, keep searching your change, because you never know what kind of fortune might be waiting in your pocket. Would you like me to also write you an SEO-optimized YouTube title and description for this video, so it ranks higher and grabs attention? Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1952D Lincoln wheat penny, a small 1-cent coin that for most people looks like just another old penny, but the truth is this little piece of copper can actually be worth hundreds of dollars, and in some rare conditions it can even bring collectors over $442 on today's market. Now let's take a journey back in time to understand what makes the 1952D penny so special. The year was 1952. America was in the post-war boom. The country was filled with optimism. Families were moving into new homes, suburbs were expanding, and cars were rolling off assembly lines faster than ever. Abraham Lincoln still stood proudly on the front of the penny, and the classic wheat ears design decorated the reverse, which gave these coins their famous nickname, the wheat penny. This particular penny was minted in Denver, which is why you see the small letter D just under the year 1952. Denver produced over 450 million of these coins, so at first you might think with that high of a mintage they should be everywhere and they should not be worth much at all. But the truth is, collectors know the difference between a common circulated penny and one that is preserved in pristine condition because of the metal composition, the sharpness of the strike, and the survival rate. Only a fraction of these coins remain in high grades, and that is where the true value begins to shine. Let's talk about the details. The 1952D penny was made out of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The obverse shows the profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been used on the penny since 1909. On the reverse you see two wheat stalks curving upward surrounding the words 1 cent United States of America with the motto E pluribus unum above it. Is one of the most iconic coin designs in American history, and collectors worldwide admire it. Now here is where things get exciting. If you have a 1952D penny that has been circulating and shows a lot of wear, it might only bring you a couple of cents, but if you have one that is in mint state condition with sharp details, no scratches, and beautiful red copper luster, you are holding onto something far more valuable. Some of these coins, graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, have sold for more than $442 in auctions. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that look almost brand new even after more than 70 years. But wait, there is more. The value of a 1952D penny does not just depend on condition, it also depends on errors and varieties. Error coins are like hidden treasures within the treasure. Sometimes the Denver Mint produced pennies with double dice, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. These mistakes are rare and they make coins even more desirable. A collector who finds a double die or an RPM repunched mint mark on a 1952D penny could be looking at a serious payday. Imagine digging through an old coffee can of coins that your grandparents saved and spotting a shiny red penny from 1952 with the D mint mark. Then you discover under a magnifying glass that the mint mark was stamped twice. That coin instantly jumps from being worth pennies to being worth hundreds of dollars or even more, depending on rarity and demand. So what should you do if you have one of these coins? First, handle it carefully. Always hold your coin by the edges, never touch the surface because oils from your skin can damage the luster and lower the grade. Second, if you think you have a high-grade coin or an error variety, it might be worth sending it to a professional grading service. Once a coin is graded and encapsulated in a protective holder, its value can increase dramatically because collectors have confidence in the authenticity and quality. Now let's look at the market. The demand for wheat pennies has never gone away. In fact, the Lincoln Wheat Cent series is one of the most collected coin series in the entire world. Collectors young and old love chasing after missing dates and mint marks trying to complete their albums, and the 1952D penny plays an important role in that hunt. That steady demand is why these coins continue to climb in value year after year, and why rare high-grade examples have sold for more than $442 in recent years. Think about it. You could walk past an old penny on the sidewalk and never realize that it might be worth more than 400 times its face value. That is the magic of coin collecting. It turns everyday change into hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. So next time you come across an old jar of coins or get pennies in your change at the grocery store, take a closer look, because that 1952D wheat penny could be sitting right there in your hand, a little copper coin that connects us to history, a piece of art, a collector's dream, and a potential jackpot, all wrapped into one small cent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story and value of the 1952D wheat penny, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on rare and valuable coins. We will keep uncovering the secrets hiding in plain sight right inside your pocket change. Would you like me to also write a short, punchy YouTube title and description with keywords so your video ranks better and attracts more viewers?